its signs and symptoms and causative factors. These lessons are for general awareness. Even though you are not interested in science, but definitely we will be interested about our health and the health of our loved ones. So this chapter or these lessons, I'll be trying to make it in layman term as far as possible, and please try to go through this once so that you will know about heart disease, at least a glimpse of heart disease, get an idea of how it occurs. Cardiovascular disease ranks the top position among the non-communicable diseases because it claims 17.7 million deaths annually, and we know that by 2030 the studies have shown that the 17.7 million is going to be 23 million. So it is going to claim 23 million people's lives in the coming years. And this cardiovascular disease are having four major varieties. The first one is coronary artery disease or myocardial infarction, as I have said before. It's characterized by angina or chest pain. It's also characterized by heart attack. Then it's also characterized by heart failure because the heart muscles find it difficult to function or it will not function. The heart is failing. So the heart failure is one reason. And now coming to the cerebrovascular disease, stroke. And the mini stroke is otherwise called as transient ischemic attack. It is usually characterized by the term fast. You all are familiar with this, or at least you all should be familiar. If you are not familiar before, you should be familiar with these features of a stroke. It's called as fast. And the first one, F stands for face. If you see a person with some deformity on one side, if some deformity is happening on one side, if his face is drooping on the right side, or his eyes and lips, mouth are drooping on one side, then you can assume that, or if it is drooping on both sides, you can assume that it's a characteristic of this transient ischemic attack. So what does A stand for? That is A, F-A-S-T. Of that, F stands for face and A stands for arm. If you find that a person is finding it difficult, similarly if a person is finding it difficult to raise his arm and he will not be able to hold that arm in that position, then that is called as A, or that A stands for arm. S stands for speech. If you observe slurred or garbled speech or no speech at all suddenly, then that could also be a sign of, or one of the synonym of fast, that is it's time to. The last one is T. It stands for time. Time to call emergency. The other symptoms of a stroke are memory loss, partial or complete vision loss. It could also be dizziness. So these are some of the symptoms of a stroke. Rheumatic heart disease. Rheumatic heart disease is caused by, we know that the streptococcal bacilli that causes rheumatic fever, and that can lead into rheumatic heart disease, which is mostly characterized by pain in your joints. Congenital heart disease. It could be the result of a hole in your heart to more complex issues like a defective heart muscle. Congenital, as the term denotes, it's something which a person gets with birth. And this congenital heart disease is mainly due to genetic defects. It can also due to viral infections. It can also due to mother undergoing any drug therapy, or it could be alcohol abuse of mother. So these could be the reasons of congenital heart disease. Pulmonary emboli due to deep vein thrombosis, DVT. The deep vein thrombosis, which occurs mainly in your legs, can lead to obstruction of blood flow to your brain and heart. This is commonly characterized by chest pain, sudden shortness of breath. Then it could lead to sudden coughing or coughing up of blood, anxiety, and also lightheadedness and fainting. Aortic disease. Aorta is the largest artery that carries blood from the heart to all parts of your body. So when there is a disease for the aorta, especially aortic aneurysm, where the walls of the artery is thickened and it causes difficulty in carrying blood and it results in the bulging of the artery. Most of the time it remains unsymptomatic, but it's a life-threatening condition. The reason is that the artery can break, can burst,